at an alarming rate. From the other side, watch out, you might fall over backwards. We have a video to play. I think this will provide some visual summation. Please.
I want you to picture this moment. The same Democrats who spent years chanting slogans suddenly go quiet when their own words get played back on a screen. Ilhan Omar, Schiff, and Eric Swalwell. Faces stiff, eyes glued to the desk, while Andy Biggs calmly presses play. There's an old proverb: when the truth walks in, excuses run out the back door. And that's exactly what happens here. This isn't shouting. It isn't insults. It's receipts. If you believe accountability still matters in Washington, stick with me. And if you like seeing politicians confronted with their own words, make sure you're subscribed, because moments like this are why this channel exists.
Thank you. And I just want to address Mr. Johnson, who said you brought the receipts. Well, Mr. Johnson, I've got some receipts for you. This committee met about 2 months ago, and the chairman, who can call any person in the world who walks this earth as a witness, called this guy, who tweeted just a couple weeks before the hearing, "Fuck cops." Your witness tweeted that. Not one of you disavowed that guy. Not one of you said that was inappropriate. I was stunned that you call yourself a pro-police party and you bring a witness before us that says, "Fuck cops." I don't believe in that, but I thought if you didn't believe in that, you would have taken the opportunity to say it. But no, not only did you not disavow it, you invited the guy here in Congress to be your witness. Imagine if we had ever done that. We didn't. You did. Second, I would love Mr. Johnson to disavow, because by the way, I will disavow the defund the police movement. I've never called for it. I believe, just as President Biden believes when he addressed Congress, that we should fund the police. But Mr. Johnson, will you disavow your colleague, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who tweets out and makes money off of a defund the FBI movement? Because they're police too. They protect us too. But I don't think you will. I think you're going to sit silent, and your silence, by the way, is complicity. I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. The gentleman from Virginia is recognized. Yield to the gentleman from Arizona.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. Appreciate the backpedaling at an alarming rate. From the other side, watch out, you might fall over backwards. We have a video to play. I think this will provide some visual summation. Please.
And the police has to happen. We need to defund the police.
Mayor Eric Garcetti saying, take some of the money from policing, about $150 million.
I applaud Eric Garcetti for doing what he's done.
But we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
It is outdated. It is wrong-headed thinking to think that the only way you're going to get communities to be safe is to put more police officers on the street.
So yes, defund your butts. Defund you.
Yes, I support the reallocation of resources from NYPD.
We will be moving funding from the NYPD.
Yes, I support the defund movement. I'm for responsible reallocation of resources.
And defund the police.
I think you do all those other things, you don't need all the money that's going to the police department. So yeah, I mean, the spirit of it, I do support that.
Yeah, and a lot of us were asked if we could imagine a future without police back in 2017 when we were running for office. And I answered yes to that question.
We are going to reduce funding in the police department and redirect that money.
We propose to redirect over $7 million from the police bureau.
The police department here in Minneapolis needs to be dismantled, and we need to start anew.
In some necessary cases, completely dismantling those police forces.
Police departments are taking a sizable amount of the budget of a lot of municipalities and other entities. We need to look at those budgets, pull some of the money back.
But we talk about defunding the police, defunding the Pentagon.
My push is that we defund our police departments.
Defunding police means defunding police. If these reports are accurate, then these proposed cuts to the NYPD budget are a disingenuous illusion. This is not a victory. The freshman Democrat adding, the fight to defund policing will continue.
Mr. Chairman, I also have several articles that I would like to submit for the record. Instead of reading all the titles, I'll just provide those to you if that's okay.
Without objection.
And I'll yield back to the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Klein.
Would the gentleman yield? Yield to the chair. Yeah, I would just say in response to the gentleman from California, of course we disavow that tweet. That is obvious. And if we'd have known that individual had that tweet out there, I doubt if he'd have been invited as a witness. With that, I yield back to the gentleman from Virginia. Gentlemen.
I'm watching this clip, and what jumps out immediately is an anger. It's silence. The kind of silence that tells you someone just lost control of the narrative. Andy Biggs doesn't grandstand. He doesn't rant. He does something far more effective in politics. He lets Democrats speak for themselves. There's a saying my grandfather used to repeat: measure twice, cut once. These folks didn't measure at all. They talked. They postured. They virtue signaled. And now the tape is rolling. When Biggs plays that video, you can almost feel the air leave the room. This is the moment where the talking points collapse. For years, we were told nobody really meant defund the police, that it was all a misunderstanding, that Republicans were exaggerating. But here comes the playback, crystal clear. No editing tricks, no spin, just their own voices saying exactly what they're now pretending never happened. And look at the body language. Schiff stares forward like he's waiting for the fire alarm to go off. Swalwell suddenly discovers the desk is fascinating. Omar looks like someone just read her a bad review of her own career. Nobody interrupts. Nobody objects. Because you can't object to your own words. That's the thing about video. It doesn't care about your press secretary. What Biggs does here is remind everyone of a basic rule of politics. If you say it on camera, it's forever. Washington runs on short memories, but the internet doesn't forget. Democrats bet everything on the idea that voters would forget. That chaos and noise would bury the past. But like another proverb goes, you can't cover a drum with silk, but you'll still hear it when it's struck. This is also why this moment lands so hard with regular people. Law enforcement families, small business owners, parents, people who lived through the consequences of those policies remember exactly who cheered them on. They remember cities burning while politicians tweeted slogans from safe neighborhoods. Seeing those same politicians squirm now feels like delayed accountability. And notice something else. Biggs doesn't need to raise his voice. The power is in restraint. Democrats have trained themselves to respond to outrage with outrage. When that doesn't come, they don't know what to do. Calm confidence beats theatrical moralizing every time. It's like a chess match where one side keeps flipping the board, and the other side just keeps moving pieces. This is why Republicans win when they stick to facts and receipts. No personal attacks, no name-calling, just evidence. The left loves to accuse conservatives of misinformation. But here, the information is their own. There's no escape hatch, no out-of-context excuse. The context is a screen behind Biggs. And let's be honest, this is embarrassing for them, not because they were exposed by an opponent, but because they were exposed by themselves. That's the real shame. They didn't get tricked. They didn't get misquoted. They got remembered. Politics hates memory. Moments like this matter because they reset the conversation. They remind voters that words have consequences and records matter. They also show younger politicians watching from the sidelines that slogans fade. But clips last forever. Say it once. Own it always. If you believe accountability like this should happen more often, hit subscribe. Not because I need the number, but because the algorithm needs to know people still care about truth over theatrics. As another proverb says, sunlight is the best disinfectant. And Andy Biggs just opened the blinds wide?